Hello everyone and welcome to round 2 of the URL-GT3 Championship. We are at the flowing and technical Jarama circuit in Spain. Let's have a look at the qualifying results. Mikko Korkiakoski once again took a dominating pole with a 128.3. Tony Ukic and Peter Bakus in the McLaren were in 2 and 3. Looking at the AM qualifying, we had newcomer Morgan Rash taking the pole. Just behind him is Anze Rast and then Fabio Bartolai. Two other newcomers are Tony Pistili and Andrei Golubnici. Miguel Santiago Carao was serving a no qualifying penalty, and Leonov and Simic joined in qualifying too. So the start of the race, Mikko Korkiakoski is on pole, and we are off. Slow start by Manuel Liguori. No big drama there, and Peter Bakus has a great start, gets in front of Tony Ukic into turn 1, and a tap to Mikko Korkiakoski, who gets punted in the right direction again, so a bit of a mess into turn 1, but everyone is still on the track, and no big position losses. Manuel Liguori avoiding action into the gravel, unfortunately. Wide all the way for some of the drivers. Greg Metcalf here behind Florian Kutz, and it's Michal Klisch behind him. Anze Rast taking the first position in the AM Cup, followed by Samuel Donadel and then Morgan Rush. So he lost a bit of positions in the AM standings. Then it's Alex Funnel in his BMW, Andrei Golubnici and Evgeny Leonov, the teammates. Very close to each other, followed by Nikola Simic, if I'm not mistaken. They're side by side here, going almost finishing up the lap. And Miguel Santiago Carao goes through as well. Olivier Duplessis, Manuel Liguori after he went to the gravel trap, and Philippe Poupard in last position at the moment. Unfortunately, we lost Mikko Korkiakoski with a disconnection, which put Tony Ukic and Peter Bakus, the teammates, in first. Here is Sten Mikkel Olsen, Mikko's teammate, having a look at Reinhard Berger's fourth or third position, and he gets it done. So Sten up to P3. Good start for him. A bit wide, a bit of a slide here in the slow section of the track, and Ruan Joubert. Will he go around the outside of Reinhard Berger? No, he cuts back, and they will be side by side almost. No. Ruan really wants that P4 from Reinhard, and he's looking very quick. Reinhard takes a tighter line, and that puts Ruan just beside him. There's a fast left-hand kick when they go side by side. That's not possible, and unfortunately they don't try it either. So very tight here. Ruan Joubert and Greg Metcalf are there ready to pounce. Also Michal Klisch is there, and I see Anze Rast still in first positions. After a couple of laps, a small mistake from Reinhard Berger here, and reducing radius turn here to end the lap. Reinhard keeps it in front, but Ruan with a better drive and more speed on the straightaway. Very long straight as well. So let's see if we can make a pass into the tricky turn 1. Ruan looks to the inside. Reinhard doesn't defend. He thinks he can outbrake him and keep it around the outside. But well, they're still side by side, so maybe not a bad move by Reinhard. But Ruan gets by for P3. Fortunately, we lost Sten in P3 due to a small mistake in the gravel trap. And then here further down the back, it's newcomer Tony Pistilli in the Ferrari 458, battling with the two-one racing Ferrari 430s. And this is a fierce battle. Let's see if there will be some team play here. It'll be difficult. Sneaks up the inside, but get on the power later, so Tony will be ahead on the straight, and should have some more speed, but seems he wants to slot in behind. Tony's driving his lines. It's very difficult to pass here, and if you can keep your line, which is not that easy, it's quite easy to defend. There's not a lot of places where you can make an overtake except for turning one. And maybe the closing radius turn at the end of the lap. Florian puts in 7, he's behind Sten-Mikael Olsen. Have a look at the inside. We're in the middle of the first stint. Small tap here. And a slide from Sten. Doesn't need to run into Florian. And he goes onto the grass. So P6 for Florian Kutz. Then it's after the dust settled down, Tony Ukic followed by Peter Bakus. Not a big gap, so no mistakes can be made. Then it's Ron Joubert in third. We saw that. Metcalf, Reinhard Berger, and it's Florian Kutz going onto the straight now, and Yevgeny Leonov with I think he had a battle with Michal Klisch, but he ended up a bit further down Michal, and he will be pitting now. He makes a big mistake here. Let's see where that puts him after the pit stops. Anze Rast, I think, is still in P1 for the AM Cup. And a mistake here as well from Alex Funnell into the gravel. Nikola Simic as well into the pit, so those are early pit stops. Olivier Duplessis and Andrei Golubnishi had a very tight battle across the whole first stint, and also Morgan Rash and Fabio Bartolai did the same, so very close racing also further down the field. Yeah, this is a big train of cars. Andrei, also first race here, is at the front and Morgan at the back. Let's see what happens here just before the charge to the pit stops for everyone. Morgan Rash has a better line here. He can put some pressure, and Alex Funnell clearly has a problem with his car. His front end is completely damaged. So he will have to pit. He goes to the back of this group. Sando Donadel, and then it's Michal Klisch and Nikola Simic, but they already pitted. Philippe Poupard, unfortunately, retired from the race. Tony Ukic in second, you see here. That's because Greg Metcalf in the background here. He's stayed out very long and he's now in the pits. And let's see where he slots back in. His teammate Reinhard Berger is finishing the lap now. And Florian Kutz is not too far behind him, so maybe we'll come in between these two. Florian Kutz at least was behind him before the pit stops. So around the outside with warmer tires and warmer brakes. But Greg is not going to let that happen that easily. He will have to warm his tires and his brakes and make a move on Florian with a bit of fresher rubber. Here is Greg. There is some traffic in front. Olivier Duplessis and André Volknishi. They're still in the battle also after the pit stops. Let's see how this affects this battle. Greg has some great overspeed. Inside by side now. And still side by side, Olivier Duplessis is in front of them. And we see Rowan Joubert in the background. They both overshoot their braking point, trying to judge where Olivier will let them pass, and that's here in the hairpin. And then Rowan gained a lot of time on these two, so Greg on fresher rubber gets through for P4. Florian Kutz can still maintain the gap here, so nothing is lost for him. And we saw puffs of smoke. Here we see Peter Backus, who closed down the gap to Tony Ukic. It's now around 1 second, so the gap is getting very small by the end of the race. Let's see if Peter can make a move. No, he won't. We're in the second to last lap, and Peter makes a mistake while pushing very hard to catch Tony, and he will be second place man Reinhard Berger now in P3. But Greg Metcalf, he pitted late, so he has better rubber, and he looks good to take the last podium spot from his teammate. Let's see how that plays out. Also here, Rowan Joubert and Florian Kutz. Second to last lap, and still a big battle between these 4 drivers. Now, will Greg and Reinhard settle for this result, or will they start battling each other and maybe risk that Rowan and Florian get close in the last lap? Into the last fast turn, very tricky on worn tires, but they both keep it clean. Greg is not close enough to make a move into turn 1. But here's a smoking car. That's Tony Pistoli's car, stuck on the track. So that's not very good. It's not a good place either. Let's hope it doesn't affect anyone's race. And a big slide from Greg here. And Florian keeps the gap to Rowan the same, just under 1 second, and also Greg and Reinhard here under a second, and Reinhard makes the same mistake as Peter Backus did, and that puts Greg Metcalf in P3. So this is the last lap. If Greg makes no mistakes, he will finish in P3. So Tony Ukic across the finish line, followed by Peter Backus. So 1-2 for the McLaren team here. Then Greg Metcalf and Reinhard Berger. They will finish in 3rd and 4th. Florian Kutz will also stay in front of Rowan, who is really pushing hard, sliding around a lot, but he will not be able to catch Rowan, or will he? Goes a little bit wide here. If he can get a better drive, maybe he will get passed by the start-finish straight, but that will be very tricky. Rowan has some overspeed, but Florian who takes P5, followed by Ruan in P6. Then it's Michal Klisch in 7th, Evgeny Leonov in 8th. They had a long battle as well. Sten Mikkel Olsen in 9th, then Miguel Santiago Carao. His teammate Manuel Liguori, he's already cruising. Then Anze Rast taking the win in the AM Cup. Olivier Duplessis, Andrei Golubnishi, newcomer, in 14th. Then Fabio Bartolai in P15. Tony Pistelli still stuck on track. Then Sando Donadel, Nikola Simic and Philippe Poupard. So here are the results. Tony Ukic won the race 5 seconds in front of Peter, and then Greg Reinhardt, Florian and Ruan very close to each other. Michal, Evgeny and Stein as well, very close. And as I said, Anze Rast taking the win in the AM Cup. Then Fabio Bartolai and I think Sando Donadel is in P3. So both standings and both championships are heating up. In 2 weeks' time, we're going for round 3, but next week we're racing at Paul Ricard in the GT1 Championship.